through the sacrifices of the beloved Master. Everyone has a way and the means to maintain your affirmation as true. Then, from that little bit of spirit, that little light that you see, you build a great kingdom of God within. A house not built with hands, eternal in the heavens. Affirmation can do that if you couple it with realization. That's the important thing in discussing this subject this morning. Do affirmations have power? Now, going on just a bit, fundamental reasons for the use of affirmations. Why do we use affirmations? It is this. Ordinary human consciousness is subject to change, limitations, and death. We know that. We can see that. But cosmic consciousness is not subject to change. It's changeless. It is unlimited in cosmic consciousness. There is no birth, no death, no health or disease. Human consciousness is subject to those things. Cosmic consciousness is not. Therefore, the fundamental reason for the use of affirmations is that through affirmations and other techniques of self-realization, that's just as important as the affirmation. The realization of what you are saying through such affirmations and by following the techniques of self-realization. What do? You gradually turn the attention from the limited, unstable, gross consciousness, human consciousness, to the unchanging, stable, higher, subtle vibrations of cosmic consciousness. That's what you do in affirmation. That is, that's the fundamental reason you should have for using an affirmation. You can use an affirmation, of course, to make money, to better your position in life. But the Master always said, affirm one thing, pray for one thing. Father, reveal thyself. Father, reveal thyself. That's the important, that's the greatest affirmation. And if you see the light of God, or hear the sound, or feel in your heart even, He's omniscient. Then you say, Father, reveal thyself. That gives the affirmation tremendous power. Because as I have said, you are maintaining the affirmation as truth. You are realizing what you are affirming. Now, of course, the overall objective in affirmation should be to train the consciousness of people out of the dependence on medicine and material things. To train them out of that. And to help them to rather take aid from mental things. Take mental aid, and of course the highest, aid from the immortal consciousness of God within us. That's why we should affirm. To change people from depending on material things, such as medicines and drugs, when they have sickness, taking rather the aid of mental power, and finally the aid of immortal consciousness within us. Now, as long as the material consciousness is predominant, we will have to, not only have to, we should rely on medicines and material things. There's no harm in that. God can work through material consciousness, through medicine, through physicians. Certainly He can. We should not discourage that. We should realize rather that it is not the medicine, it is not the physician who cures, it is the life force within us that cures. Now, if the life force cures, why not go direct to the life force of the immortal consciousness within us? And so that should be the objective, to gradually get away from depending upon material things and rather taking the aid of the direct life force within us through mental aid and through contact of the immortal presence of God within us. Now, when the material consciousness begins to be superseded by a realization of the presence of God, then you will find the dependence on medicine and outward aid falls off. Because why? Then we realize that the root of all suffering is in the mind. So the affirmation should be to gradually change people from dependence on material things to depending on the sure aid of the immortal presence of God within. The Master has this to say about such things. As soon as the material consciousness begins to diminish, the belief in the healing power of drugs disappears, and then all bodily sufferings are seen to have their root in the mind. You understand? Then naturally you will go to the mind to cure it. Your affirmations will be directed toward the mental side of you, and finally, when you supersede that, you realize the immortal consciousness of God within, and you go direct to Him. There's no balm, there's no aid like the conscious contact of God within. Now I want to give you an illustration of perhaps the most powerful affirmation that we know. And remember, an affirmation is most potent when you know it is true. You understand, like I said in the beginning? I am God's child. When you know that to be true, then there's power in it. When you tell someone else, they feel it. And they will pick that power up and use it. So the most powerful, perhaps, affirmation that we can think of is right in our own Bible. The 23rd Psalm. You listen. The Lord is my shepherd. Can you feel that when you say it? The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Now, when you feel His presence, see His light, feel His great omniscience,